I decided not to stand for Parliament. My job now is the Secretary General of the DA. So I run the DA. I'm trying to get the DA into a strong fighting force. I am the Fikile Mbalula of the DA. And maybe he's the Helen Zille of the ANC, I don't know. Anyway, I run the party and the DA.
I am the Fikile Mbalula of the ANC, of the DA? I get what she was trying to say. I get her point. But you don't want to compare yourself to Fikile Mbalula. I mean, that means you actually consider him to be a legitimate politician. The guy is a complete wackadoodle. He's a loon who violated all COVID restrictions, who knows nothing. It's this rebirth renaissance for Fikile Mbalula is comical, actually. Boy, Helen really is needs to check her language, be careful what she says there. I don't really think she meant that.
We invested an additional $12 billion into community banks because we know community banks are in the community and understand the needs and desires of that community as well as the talent and capacity of community.
So where are community banks located? In the country or in the community? What the hell is that word salad? This is a candidate for president of the United States? Spare me. This is unbelievable. All right, my plan didn't work quite right there. That videos didn't quite play out the way they're supposed to. They're supposed to go this way. So another Kamala moment. Here you go. Here you go. On cloud storage. Listen to Kamala Harris explain what cloud storage is.
So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's therefore up here in this cloud.
Cloud, what? The one around your head, you moron?
That exists above us, right? It's no longer in a physical place.
It exists above us. There's nothing there. It's just ether. That's where the cloud is. That's where all your records, your documents are. It's there. What a moron. This is supposed to be our president? Give me a freaking break. These people are smoking crack. Hey, and now we take our attention to Pretoria Girls High, where students are participating in mostly peaceful protests. It actually is peaceful, but what they're saying isn't so peaceful. Yeah, from the surreal to the absurd, to say the least. Welcome back to the program, folks. Let's get ready to rumble.
And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Going to my mind's going blank now. What's happening? What I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. Last night on the television, I was on a telephone rapidly rising and with I don't know. COVID has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's lives reflected in the NHEI. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was in the foot in the we're going to seize the ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. NATO's purpose is to defend against aggression. Let me make that near and dear to you that you would like to be able to. Anyway. My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What I can't remember. I'm gonna lose track. My mind's going blank now. What are you talking about? What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are we? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I? No idea. I don't think as the idea that the political coverage. I want to thank and recognize Dr. John Kingerson. Good song.
I can't get this to function at all.
My mind's going blank now. What's happening? What, I can't remember. I lose track. My mind's going blank now.
What are you talking about?
What the hell's going on here? Where the hell are you? My mind's going blank now. I can't remember.
I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
What am I doing here? My mind's going blank now. Where am I headed? I keep forgetting I'm president. Where am I?
No idea. No idea. No idea. No idea.
Welcome back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that since Simon's down in Boulders, folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa. Hey folks, welcome back to the program where I can be unburdened by what has been. What has been was my life savings, my investments. Since I was in the business, I was working with a salary in the military for decades. I invested my money wisely. And courtesy of Joe Biden's failed macroeconomic racist policies, his war on energy, and the failed economic policies of the Biden regime, I have been unburdened by my personal wealth. And will be filing for bankruptcy probably tomorrow as the global stock markets implode. The Nikkei index dropped 12.8% when the markets opened, the largest single one-day loss in the history of the Nikkei, 4,495 points. It collapsed, and that spread an aging contagion across Asia. And when the markets opened up in the West, things got even worse, ladies and gentlemen. In the past 12 hours, Taiwan's TAIEX dropped 8.4%, its worst day ever. South Korea's KOSPI finished 8.8% lower, and Australia's S&P ASX 200 lost 3.7% its value. Even Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index collapsed 2.3%, and China's Shanghai Composite dropped 1.3%. Things are getting spicy around the world, and this all comes in time for Kamala Harris to be anointed as the unelected, selected Democratic candidate to be the president and dictator of this republic. Ladies and gentlemen, the stock market is imploding as I speak. The Dow collapsing more than 1,000 points this morning, and it's only noon. Lots of time for it to fall even further. Run for the hills, grab your water, get ready to be a hoarder because be a prepper. It's all going sideways right now, ladies and gentlemen. A catastrophe in the global markets. Okay, now that I've said that, stay calm. As long as the global financial system isn't abrogated, we're going to be okay. For those of you with a little bit of cash, you'll see buying opportunities come up the next few days. Yep, buying opportunities are coming up. But I won't be joining you. I'll be in the soup line at the local Salvation Army because I'm bankrupt. Thank you, Joe Biden. I've been unburdened by what has been my personal wealth. It's all gone up in smoke just like that in a single day. A tragedy of epic proportions. But I embellish. Things are not that bad, folks. But we'll get to that shortly. Let me say hello to my viewers out there as we surge past 100 viewers on this stream. And so welcome. It's good to see you. You're a fine gentleman. Always a pleasure to know you. And Dylan Combrick, our constant viewer. Dylan, what a great guy he is. Made it to our meet and greet last time. It was very inconvenient for him, but it was great to see him there. Thank you for making it, Dylan. I really enjoyed the raspberry Weizen, man. I'm missing that stuff. The Cape Town, the Brauhaus, man. I'm missing it. Pierre Orban, welcome to you from a rather cold Cape Town. It is wintertime. Hester Kotze, De Baram, also in the Cape Town area. Teresa, Ulrich Fenter, Sue Walsh, Ernst, Chantel Boyson. Always nice to see Chantel there. John Jarvis is back. Paulie, the brains behind the operation, actually showing up to be the brains on occasion now. It's nice to see. We have to push him sometimes. He gets so involved in being a firefighter, saving people's lives, protecting property. So selfish. Paulie. Leon is back. Good to see you again, Leon. And Heather Michael, I'm not recognizing Heather I'm drawing a blank right now. Heather, welcome to the program if I've greeted you before. Clive Streak is here. Emil Therrett, another longtime viewer. Brian Lawrence and Keith Alderson in from Coventry. Always a pleasure to see our friends in the United Kingdom. Not Feldham, sorry. Good to see you there, Keith. Alan Kotze, welcome to you. Fikili is about as real as Kamala Harris says me again. I agree with you. Teresa, hello. Petra Myberg in from Feldriff. And Brian Lawrence and James Bowie. Miss Pumbaa, genius. Good evening for the real geniuses. Welcome. Robert Rankin says, good evening, everybody. The world is going nuts. It is. It's Black Monday all over again. It's 1987 all over again, folks. You remember 87? I remember 87. Remember 98? I remember 98. Remember 2008? I remember 2008. These are all market crashes. Yep. I got into the stock market in 1987, 88, after the market collapsed. Alan Coates, we can all be unburdened if Kamala just shuts up. I agree. Jeanette says, hello, everyone. Welcome to you. And who else we got here? Icano's back. Good to see Icano. Chris Swanepoel. Hey, Chris. How you doing there, man? And Wouter, welcome to you. Says Rudy. Okay. But since the stocks are on the rise, yeah, there'll be a few that always rise. In every catastrophe, there are winners. In every war, someone benefits. It's either politically or economically or both. Diane McMeekin, welcome back to you, Diane. John Huchin in from Arizona, out there on the border, on the front lines of the war against criminal alien invasion. Good to see you again, John. Used to be my home twice, Arizona, and I've been out there multiple times. Yep, right down there on the border in the Chiricahua Mountains, Sierra Vista, Arizona. The beautiful mountain. All right. Mountain View, I should say. James Moriarty, wondering where Sherlock Holmes is at. Can you tell us where your arch nemesis is today? James, we're looking for him. We could use him. We could use him to investigate the Federal Bureau of Incompetence. By the way, it's gone all quiet. Nobody's talking about the Secret Service failures. Nobody's talking about the president's life being in jeopardy. Nobody's talking about any of that. Oh, we're talking about VP picks for Kamala Harris, and she's not even the candidate. CyberRags, Dan says, away to you, buddy. Good to see you there. And who else we got here? Bosch Zebra's back. Hey, Bosch Zebra, good to see you there. And Shireen, hey, Doc, how you doing? Jax, good evening to you. The fine work you do for women and girls. I hope it's going smoothly. I see that some people have been found who are missing. Ernst, welcome to you. And then Theodorus. Theodorus is back, man. What's with the riots in the UK? Oh, my gosh, people are upset. Well, what has happened is the thing has gotten so bad that people, English and Brits, are finally pushing back. Unfortunately, some of them are committing acts of violence, and it's being misrepresented in the media. Yes, there are right-wingers that were attacking a hotel, but the people inside aren't victims. There are people who ran inside who were wearing masks, who were assaulting British on the streets, but that's not being reported by the media. And so the scumbag leftist labor shitheads who just took over the UK are all out there, right-wing extreme violence. Meanwhile, radical Islamist Muslims are running in the streets with knives and scimitars and sticks and boards and beating white people on the streets. Just anyone they see. Boom, boom, boom. Multiple videos proving this over and over again. You wonder why there's riots in the streets? Because people are being attacked. They're tired of this crap. They are tired of it. The UK is the canary in the coal mine, ladies and gentlemen. The UK is going to be Berlin and Bonn. The UK is going to be Boston and New York. That is what we've got coming here. That's what we got coming here. Now, for the racist and the hate wankers on the left, you're going to go, oh, that's racist and xenophobic. No, it's not. People who come to this country legitimately and follow the rules at a pace that this country can absorb them are welcome here. We welcome immigrants. This is a country that is really an idea, not an ethnicity. So we welcome them as long as they follow our rules, adopt our standards, and accept that Judeo-Christian norms are the basis for our rule of law. If they accept that and behave themselves, they're welcome to come here. But most of these people are not that. It's here, it's in Ireland, where 1 in 4 people is now an alien in Ireland. They're not Irish. Ireland's gone. UK's gone. America is rapidly being thrown away. The world is upside down. South Africa's gone. South Africa has 6 million illegal immigrants. Yeah. Put that in your pipe. 1 out of 10 people in South Africa is an illegal immigrant. Probably more than that. Wow. He says, I think it's coming close to the time where in the UK, we the people will finally have to follow our brothers who are saying reject the tyranny. Yeah. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the bonds that have attached them to another. Yep. That is a brilliant line. Let me get that. We got to read that. That is a brilliant line. Here we go. Let me find that real quick. The Declaration of Independence. That is that whole, so well written, so lucid, so candid, so clear, so honest. When in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth, I love that, and capitalized, powers of the earth, the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature, also capitalized, and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. And of course, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men. deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be exchanged for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. Well, perhaps in the United Kingdom it is time for people to abolish the norms to which they are accustomed. What is going on? Well, the English in particular have been assaulted, abused by their government for decades, left and right, and they've had enough. They're not going to take it anymore. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is a pretty thing I picked up when I was in South Africa. It says, what you allow is what will continue. And that's a perfect statement for today. What you allow is what will continue. We've tolerated this garbage for far too long. These transgressions, these law breakings, this nonsense, and look what's happening. The world is on fire everywhere. Japan, Australia, Taiwan, China, the U.S., Israel, Ukraine, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Somalia, Chad, Sudan, Mauritania, Mozambique, Myanmar. The world is on fire. And where's Joe Biden? Where is Kamala Harris? I'm glad you asked that question. It gives me a chance to an opportunity to answer that question that you've asked me. A question is a question, and an answer is an answer, and therefore I wish to give you an answer. As today is today, yesterday was yesterday, but yesterday, today would be tomorrow, but now today is today, so tomorrow will be tomorrow, but yesterday was today, yesterday. Are you confused? I think I am. Yeah, my mind's going blank now. Can't get this thing to work. But yes, the Bangladesh PM has resigned. We'll be covering that in just a moment. Yep. Vansea Koklenberg, good to see you again. But the Arabs coming to the UK for studies are welcome. I don't think they misbehave, right? I'm not talking about Arabs. I'm talking about everybody. Russians, Finns, Arabs, Afghans, Persians, Somalis, talking about all these people. Americans, they come in legally. They're same thing. Now, look, but you have to be careful. We allowed tens of thousands of Palestinians to come to this country in the 1980s when I was in university. Went to school with a bunch of them. Most of them very good people, but some of them freaking wackadoodles who are allowed to stay here and do an undergraduate and a postgraduate at our expense. Yes, I know they paid tuition, but it wasn't the true cost of the education in most places. And then we allowed them to stay. And then they reproduced. And what do we get? Rashid Tlaib, an America-hating anti-Semite who sits in Congress and spews racial hatred and anti-Semitism all the time. A sick, twisted individual. But she's an American citizen because of our stupid laws. So what do? Vote her out. Yep. Yesterday was when Biden was sleeping, which is like tomorrow, and so the day before. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get to the news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program. First, before I get to the news, let me address one thing very quickly. The medal count. The Chi-Coms have gone past this again. We had the lead yesterday with 70 medals and 18 golds. And now the Chi-Coms have surged from 17 to 21 golds with their 52 medals. We have 75 medals in the United States. And The Guardian ran a story today in which they tried to lie about America. Oh, shocker, The Guardian lied about America. No, it's not a shocker. The leftist Guardian in the UK ran a story saying, all the athletes that America relies on for the Olympics, the Americans who are trying to stop legal immigrants from coming there and unfair to legal immigrants depend on them extensively, a large number of their athletes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what the Guardian considers a large number. 594 Olympians from the United States Olympic team and 3.7%. Sorry, I'm Joe Biden. 7%. 3.7% of the athletes. So that works out to what? 18? 20 out of 600 athletes? Oh, forgive me for not understanding that was many, most, much. What a bunch of nonsense. And oh, by the way they categorize them is BS too. Only about 4 or 5 are actually immigrants. The rest are the offspring of immigrants. So they're first-generation Native Americans. Guardian, what a sad, pathetic thing. Anyway, so the U.S. is now second behind the Chi-Coms in the gold medal race. But we've got other stuff going on, folks, that we really, really need to address here. And I want to do that in just a moment. But something just came up here I've got to deal with. Heroes Network. What's that for? I'm not a hero. Why did I get that? I don't know why they sent that to me. Anyway, strange stuff. Anyway, let's get to the news. That's what I want to talk about now. The global meltdown is in full effect, folks. It's changing as I speak. The numbers have probably gotten worse. Maybe they've stabilized. I don't know. But listen, sometimes it's not what you think it is. It really isn't. You know that? Sometimes it's not what you think it is. So, I mean, I want you to just consider this for a moment. Out of the mouths of babes. See, check this out.
A fucking goat outside.
It's just a goat.
No, it's a fucking goat.
It's a fucking goat. Hey, mommy, it's a fucking goat. No, it's not. Yes. Hey, Rastapoulos, thank you for subscribing. It's a fucking goat. That one still gets me after 3 years. That's the best ever. I hope they save that for that kid when he grows up, because that's just too precious. My goodness. All right, folks, here we go. On for the global meltdown. Now we have at least a little bit of humor we can laugh about as we go bankrupt, watching our retirement accounts evaporate before our eyes. Japanese stocks crashed this morning in the biggest one-day drop in the history of the Nikkei index, dropping 4,495 points. Absolutely insane. 451 points. A full 12% loss. Man, and it's lost a quarter of its value since July. The Dow Jones was down 900 earlier this morning, but that's already old news. It's now exceeded that. The Dow Jones dropped to more than 1,000, and that's old news. This is already an hour old, this story. Stock market saw an ugly opening this morning with the S&P and the Dow dropping. And here's another update. This one's updated an hour and a half ago. Let's see. This one had them down from, this is the S&P from 5,700 down to 5,100. Let's see if it's been refreshed. There you go. Okay, it's recovered a bit. So not the end of the world, I suppose. The NASDAQ and the Standard & Poor's suffer the biggest plunge in 2 years. One artificial intelligence company sees the biggest ever loss in its market value. It's crazy. I wonder if that's NVIDIA. Somebody took a big hit there. Wow, it doesn't say who it is, but I'll bet it's NVIDIA. This will hit Americans' retirement savings and 401k plans badly, and I'm one of those people affected by it. Global stock market is plunging as we speak. The Dow opened more than 1,000 points lower. The S&P was down 4.25%, and the NASDAQ composite plunged by 6%. All have slightly recovered since that initial drop this morning. What a vulnerable situation. And it wasn't just America suffering, and Japan and Asia. The South African rand is slumping amidst this crisis on speculation that the United States will cut its interest rates, which would make the rand even less attractive. Wow. Why would they make the rand less attractive? You've got higher interest rates. Well, it'll make the rand less attractive, according to Business 24. The rand slumped to 18.67 cents in morning trading. By lunchtime, it was back at 18.62. But the Johannesburg Stock Exchange shares index was down 2% in South Africa. Banks, miners, and retailers all suffering. ABSA lost 4.5% today. Implats minus 6%. Amplats minus 4.5%. The rand weakness has accelerated throughout the morning and lead up to today. The rand has been relatively well behaved, but it's beginning to experience some contagion, the Asian contagion from global markets. Wow, it is bad. Now we switch our attention from the economic chaos and carnage to the violent carnage in South Africa. A member of the Economic Freedom Fighters, a counselor in Johannesburg, was murdered on Sunday. EFF regional leader Moshe Mphakele was killed in a service delivery protest. He was shot in a crossfire as police were dispersing a crowd in Alexandria. He was shot in a crossfire. Unbelievable. This message from the EFF. The EFF in Gauteng is deeply saddened by the tragic passing of Regional Deputy Secretary of the EFF Johannesburg region, fighter Moshe Mphalele. This is horrific. This should never happen. He was in Alexandria over a service delivery protest. Whether he was leading it, observing it, trying to stop it, trying to encourage it, really isn't germane. Violence is not the way to do things. It's time to arrest the criminals on the streets of Washington, on the streets of Philadelphia, on the streets of Johannesburg, in Alexandria, in Tshwane. Arrest them. Stop tolerating gangsters and insurrectionists and anarchists. We cannot tolerate this. Human societies are too large to have this sort of anarchy. If there are only 100,000 of us spread over 7 continents, you could act this way, but not with 8 billion people. Knock it off. A case of murder has been opened over the shooting of that EFF counselor in Alexandria. Police investigating a murder case after EFF proportional representative counselor was fatally shot during a scuffle between law enforcement and residents. There's no indication whether the shot was fired by residents or the police shot him. I suspect the police might have shot him based on the silence thus far. Well, the party that is ludicrous to begin with, the Al-Jamaa party, is opening their mouth again. Their horrible, terrible speaker, the man who spoke at the parliament when Ramaphosa was elected and spewed vile vitriol and racist, disgusting comments, is back at it again. Cabello Gwambanda is not going to resign, asserts the Al-Jamaa leader. ANC wants the mayor position to create fortunes for themselves, says Al-Jamaa, that wants to create racial hatred and anti-Semitism. That's what they're all about. Al-Jamaa President Ganif Hendricks has lashed out at the ANC for wanting to remove the failed mayor of Johannesburg, Cabello Gwambanda. Wow, saying the former Liberation Party leaders want Gwambanda gone to create fortunes for themselves. Well, we'll see. 270-seat Joburg Council. Wow, Al-Jamaa has 3 seats, but they have the mayor because idiots voted for that. Well, the African National Congress moves to resuscitate its local governance apparatus. Seriously? Look, I think this should become the theme song for the ANC, right? This should be the theme song for the ANC. You ready for it?
My mind's going blank now.
That's the ANC. Sovereign wealth funds in Botswana, South Africa have a good track record. There are no sovereign wealth funds in South Africa, to my knowledge. Is there? Botswana does. Botswana has a rainy day account, but I'm not aware of one in South Africa. ANC is moving to resuscitate their... I got so excited. It was Joe again. No, this is what we want to see here. ANC moving to resuscitate their monitoring of local failures. Interim ANC spokesman Zuko Godlimpi said that it was among the discussions in which ANC and its employees and government were engaged in. Parties locked in meetings at the Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg, where they're having a National Executive Committee, Lchota. And in this Lchota, they're going to try to figure out how they can save their pathetic butts. It ain't going to work, boys and girls. We have to renew or we will perish, says Makura. Well, here's another one who's delusional. Speaking to the meeting at the ANC's National Executive Committee meeting at the Birchwood Hotel in Boksburg, Makura said the party was suffering from significant erosion of its ethical, intellectual, ideological, and organizational principles. You think? Well, the party is suffering from erosion of its ethical, intellectual, ideological, and organizational principles. Welcome to the party that South Africans have been living in and suffering under for over 2.5 decades. Wow. Self-reflection. That's about 2 decades too late there, Rocco. About 2 decades too late. It ain't going to fool anybody. Hey, the South African lottery stepped in to bail out the Olympian athletes who aren't getting any medals. We're frozen at 4. Almost got a bronze yesterday in 100 meters. Great performance. Set a national record, but not good enough, as 8 men finished under 10 seconds. Never been done before in the Olympics. Unbelievable heat. And won by Noah Lyles, who's suddenly an instantaneous celebrity in America. But the U.S. team is not the issue here. South Africa's Olympic team is getting money from the lottery. What? Lottery steps in at the 11th hour to help fund the South African team at the Paris Olympics. Somebody fund them with their hideous jackets. I don't know what they were trying to represent. They look like the old South African National Defense Force or South African Defense Force jackets. The National Lotteries Commission has thrown a cash-strapped Team South Africa last-minute multi-million rand lifeline to boost their participation in the Paris Olympics. But the almost $39.5 million, only approved less than 3 weeks before the games began, comes with stringent conditions. Well, the problem is that this Olympic Committee has been guilty of stealing money and profiting and all kinds of things in the past. But they gave them a buttload of money, folks. Unbelievable. 44 million rand. Yeah. 28 million and 33. I'm thinking of another story. Yeah. Why are the lottery funds going to Olympic athletes? Shouldn't those lottery funds be used for education, infrastructure? Why is it going to Olympian athletes? Shouldn't fund the Olympics at the national level. Should be funded by donations and by the citizens. Well, we can take our streets back from criminals. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a serious commentary from none other than Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. Sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. He cited the rise of new issues such as illicit mining, zama, construction site extortion, gangsters, kidnappings for ransom, and advanced drug manufacturing and smuggling operations. Crime and violence have become so common in our country that many South Africans often despair of us stopping it. Through roadblocks, stop and search operations, foot patrols, and business compliance inspections, Operation Chanela's teams have made progress in dealing with crime hotspots and organized crime syndicates. If, as communities, we play an active role in supporting the police through community police forums and other structures, we can take back our homes, our businesses, our communities, and our streets from criminals. How about you give back the commandos, jackass? Bring back the commando structure. That's what South Africa needs. Not community policing forums. That's a joke. You go to community policing forum, and who do you get? Becca Chile. You get the freaking cat in the hat, man. I am not the garden boy. Sit down. You're out of order. I'm not a garden boy. No. No, sir. No, sir. I am not a garden boy. That's your community policing forum? Abusive law enforcement officials. Well, the Pentagon has handed over the final space that the U.S. military was using in the corrupt junta, illicit government country of Niger, my former home. And this is a program that I began. I began this program. Not some person off in the distance you've never heard of, but little old me. In 2013, I established 2012, the Office of Security Cooperation in Niamey, Niger, at the American Embassy. With my trusty African assistant, Abdul Yoronto, working in the OSC. He had been there by himself before as a local employee. And then I established the office, built the office up, started these programs, and then hit the road. But here you go. We've now abandoned Niger, and lots of carnage will ensue. Relations between the two countries soured after Joe Biden's outrageous, moronic State Department, led by Secretary of State Winkin, Blinken, and Nod, and the arrogance of people in uniform in the African Command poisoned our relations with the government of Niger. The fact that there were military junta should not have stopped security cooperation. The lives of people across the Sahel are in jeopardy because of the Biden idiocy. U.S. military turned over control of its last base in Niger to local forces on Monday, ending years-long counterterrorism mission in the West African country, even as violent extremism remains on the rise. Eric Schmidt writes a good article, but I will correct him. The U.S. does not have a base in Niger. We never had a base in Niger. We were using and occupying, with the permission of the government of Niger, military bases there. It is true that we pissed $115 million down the drain at the request of the government of Niger and the permission of Congress to build an air base in Agadez to do drone operations over Sahel. We built it, we maintain it. Why? Because the government of Niger didn't have $15 million a year to keep it up. So they asked us to do so, and we shared the intelligence with them. And now that's all gone. But it was not our base. It was never our base. Our only base in Africa is Camp Lemonnier in Djibouti. Stop these lies. Sorry, Eric Schmidt, very good journalist, but you're factually incorrect. Facts matter. United States is upping the ante and risking a total conflagration with the deployment of additional troops to the Middle East. In a preemptive measure, as we're about to become embroiled in a conflict courtesy of sleepy Joe Biden. U.S. to send more warships and fighter jets to the Middle East to bolster defenses. Military is deploying additional fighter jets, Navy warships, as Washington seeks to bolster defenses following threats from Iran and its allies, Hamas and Hezbollah. U.S. is bracing for Iran to make good on its vow to respond to the killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh 4 days ago now. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin approved sending additional Navy cruisers and destroyers, which can shoot down ballistic missiles to the Middle East. It's also sending an additional squadron of fighter jets to the Middle East. So my question is, what American soil is located in the Middle East? Do we have a colony there? An outpost of Americans? We're deploying our military into a conflict zone. Why? To become part of the conflict? Under the Biden regime, probably. Stumble right into it. The army announces that the prime minister is gone in Bangladesh. That's right, folks. Let's get over to Asia now. Hassani's departure appears to have diffused the high tension in Dhaka, the capital. Well, I don't think so. They raided her house, her mansion. They're eating all her food and stealing everything. In an address to the nation, Army Chief General Wakar-uz-Zaman announced that an interim government will now run Bangladesh and call for calm. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, she has fled the country in a helicopter and reportedly landed at an airbase near New Delhi called Hindon Air Base. There she is, Prime Minister after 2 decades of rule in Dhaka, in Bangladesh. She has fled the country. And oh, guess what? Don't be alarmed. The Army Chief will take over. Oh, it's all going to be okay, folks. Don't worry. The Army Chief will take over. Yep. Bangladeshi Army Chief Wakar-uz-Zaman, he spent 4 decades rising to the top military. He said he was taking full responsibility after Prime Minister Hasina ousted and fled. I give you my word that all the injustices will be addressed, the career infantry officer said in the nation. The country has suffered a lot. The economy has been hit. Many people have been killed. It's time to stop the violence and the latest coup as governments around the world fall, either through coup or peaceful means. The Mr. Ed government of New Zealand, the fascist totalitarian dictator Jacinda Ardern, gone. The government of Niger, gone. The government of Burkina Faso, gone. The government of Mali, gone. The government of Sudan, gone. The government of Bangladesh, gone. Shall I continue? The world is on fire. Venezuela is about to explode. Israel may explode internally, the way things are going. And the UK is on fire at this hour. Bangladesh is hosed. Once again, folks, in Japan, stocks have plummeted nearly 13%, but the yen recovered to 145.25. Wow. Biggest ever drop in the history of the yen. United States says that we believe that Iran is imminent to attack Israel. Joe Biden apparently holding a Situation Room meeting as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, we go now live. We go live to the Situation Room. Did someone bring my ice cream? Where's my ice cream? Yeah, live to the Situation Room. The United States concerned. President Joe Biden is convening the national security team today. That's right. Sometime between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., because the only hours he actually works. Yes. He'll also speak with Jordan's King Abdallah about the situation. Yep. Crazy, crazy stuff. More crazy. Got a lot of the Olympics, the coverage coming up here. Don't run off, folks. And let's start with this first one. Belgium has withdrawn its swimmer who will not swim in the Seine because she's ill, but no indication that it's because of the poo water in the Seine. Clara Michel competed in last week's race and went on despite concerns over river pollution levels. There she is. Belgium's mixed triathlon team pulled out of Monday's race today because one of its athletes who raced the women's triathlon in the Seine last week is ill. The triathlete, 35-year-old Claire Michel, finished 38th in the individual triathlon. Belgian officials said she visited a medical clinic at the athletes' village on Sunday, returned to her room later in the day. They did not directly connect her illness to the event. But ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, would you drink poo water? Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll and see, would you swim in the Seine? Start a poll. No, that's not it. That's not a poll. It's a question and answer. I want a poll. Give me a poll. There you go. Would you swim? Would you, SWIM, in the Seine River? Because you might be able to swim in its tributaries or further up. Yes or no? All right. I'd be shocked to see what the outcome is here. There you go. The poll is up. Would you swim in the Seine? I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely bat crap crazy, unbelievable, most exciting finish ever in the Olympics in the men's 100 meter. Wow. Americans get gold and bronze with Noah Lyles taking the gold. Unbelievable performance. Jamaica getting the silver and Botswana coming in sixth. South Africa just missing a medal by a hair. Literally a hair. The most tight race in the history. All finishers over or under 10 seconds, I should say. The first time it's ever happened. The 100 meter final complete result. Noah Lyles in the United States, 9.78 seconds. It's a personal best. Keyshawn Thompson comes in second for Jamaica. Fred Curley gets in there 9.81 seconds. Then Simone from South Africa at 9.82, 100th of a second behind. Marcel Jacobs-Uli, Letsile Tabogo from Botswana, Kenneth Bednarik from US, and Oblique Seville all finish under 10 seconds in the most amazing race. The most absolutely amazing 100. Look, Usain Bolt races were awesome, but we knew Usain Bolt was going to win. We expected no less. This was an incredible finish. Noah Lyles was the worst starter, the worst reaction time out of the blocks, and he trailed the entire race until the last 10 meters when he surged and won the gold medal. Unbelievable race. Unbelievable. Hurricane Debby has made landfall in the United States, and it's not pretty, folks. Hurricane Debby, a Category 1 storm, made landfall this morning near Steinhatchee in Florida's Big Bend area with winds of 80 miles per hour, 120 kilometers per hour. It's now expected to slow considerably and unleash potentially historic rainfall in Georgia and South Carolina that could cause catastrophic floodings. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you the latest climate scare, Hurricane Debby. Like we never have hurricanes, but they'll tell you soon it's because of climate change. Simone Biles had a disappointing finish to her Olympics as she slipped and fell, didn't get anything, and then she only managed a silver. Apparently, she's had a pulled hamstring throughout this competition. It was an ugly day for Simone Biles. Nonetheless, she did get a medal. Simone Biles endured a miserable day at the Olympics after failing to add to her gold medal tally and criticizing gymnastics fans in Paris. She finished fifth on the balance beam after on her final day of competition. Tom Brady was there. Who cares? Biles also surprisingly finished. She finished it there. So she got a silver medal in the other event. Look, she fell off. She's warming up there. Got a calf problem. Only managed a silver in the floor behind her Brazilian rival, Rebecca Andrade, who got herself a gold. So she got hurt. And the other American also fell too. Now here's a surprise here. Teammate Jordan Childs in tears because she got a bronze. So the Americans got a silver and bronze in this competition. Well, congratulations, Simone Biles. Still an incredible athlete despite a tough day on the bar. Secretary of States around the United States are urging Elon Musk to fix his broken artificial intelligence Grok. What a stupid name, by the way. Grok, the AI search assistant on his platform, suggests that Kamala Harris had missed the ballot deadline in 9 states, but they claim that she hasn't. 5 secretaries of state, all from leftist states, have sent a letter demanding an immediate implementation of changes to the AI chatbot. Funny, they don't care about the Meta artificial intelligence from Facebook. We don't hear about that. Yep. Within hours of Biden's announcement that he's a coward and he withdrew from the race, false information on ballot deadlines produced by Grok was shared on multiple social media platforms. Yep. Yeah, the deadlines it said the ballot deadline has passed for several states, and it said those states were Alabama, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Washington. But according to the Washington Post, that was untrue. Kamala Harris expected to pick her vice president very soon. Who cares? Kamala Harris will be picking her vice president very soon. Who cares? I know I don't. I don't care who she picks. Kamala Harris expected to announce her vice president in the next 24 to 48 hours. Speculation is focused on 6 men. Why not a woman? 4 governors, a senator, and a cabinet secretary. Wow. She closed out her search by interviewing top 3 candidates, including Mark Kelly of Arizona, Josh Shapiro, the man who couldn't uphold the rule of law in Pennsylvania, and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Well, I'd recommend that she pick Martha Stewart. I'm just saying. Go with Martha Stewart. Kamala. The Dow, once again, sinking over 1,100 points now as global sell-off intensifies. Wow, what a huge drop. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Standard & Poor's 500, and the NASDAQ all plunging today on news from Japan. Once again, Tropical Storm Debby, we have an update on that. It's roaring across Florida as a tropical storm after making landfall, no longer a hurricane. It landed as a hurricane, but it's now a tropical storm, downgraded. Elon Musk backed political action committees under fire, and I told you this. I posted this on X yesterday. As soon as Elon Musk announced his full endorsement for Donald Trump, he would become a target and false claims of campaign finance violations. And that's what they're trying to do now. They're going after him for this bogus nonsense. The political action committee backed by billionaire Elon Musk is under investigation in Michigan for possible violations of state laws. The PAC has been acquiring detailed voter information from those living in Michigan and other states after people have submitted their personal data. Well, so what's the crime? Michigan Department is currently in the early stages of investigating the situation, cannot confirm if the focus is on a specific aspect. So, of course, this story is leaked to undermine the credibility of Elon Musk and the Trump campaign. Once again, election interference by the media. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the new Miss USA after one resigned is none other than an Army lieutenant, an intelligence officer. Check it out, man. This Afro-Latina is now Miss America. Miss Michigan Alma Cooper was crowned the new Miss USA on Sunday night. I don't know how she's Miss Michigan. We have no Army bases in Michigan. Maybe she's a National Guard officer, but it is unclear based on what they say. 22-year-old second lieutenant and a military intelligence officer in the U.S. Army. If she's in the U.S. Army, why is she in Michigan? She's actually not in Michigan. She's in California attending Stanford, and she graduated from West Point, which means she is in the Army, not the National Guard. Yep, she is in the U.S. Army. 22-year-old is attending postgraduate school at Stanford. And this is how they make the second lieutenants in the Army now. Afro-Latina. Simone Biles, as I mentioned, takes the silver on the floor as Brazil gets the gold. Yep. Congratulations. Djokovic defeated Carlos Alcaraz in straight sets to win his first gold medal in the men's tournament. So Novak Djokovic, the man who, if I recall, was prevented from going to Australia by the fascists there, has won himself a gold. Paris 2024, all results as U.S. women dominate the 4x100 medley relay, setting a new world record. Congratulations, ladies. Another swimming medal. Team USA's women finished swimming final race Olympic Games in style, setting a world record and taking the Olympic title for the 4x100 medley relay on Sunday evening. An astonishing 3 minutes and 49.63 seconds, Regan Smith, Lily King, Gretchen Walsh, and Tori Huska destroyed Australia's previous world record by more than 3/4 of a second. That is shockingly fast. And also avenged their second place loss to them in Tokyo in 2020. These women came back with a vengeance. 3/4 of a second. That is a huge margin. Congratulations to St. Lucia, an island in the Caribbean. Their first ever Olympic medal, ladies and gentlemen. This was shocking. It was unbelievable. This race, this was incredible. Alfred won this thing for St. Lucia, the first ever Olympic medal, and they get a gold. That is awesome. The people, the St. Lucians, were really stoked for this. Julian Alfred stuns Sha'Carri Richardson in the 100 meters to win St. Lucia's first Olympic gold. Julian Alfred won St. Lucia's first gold, and not just any medal, it was gold. It was and against the favorite in the event. Alfred, a 23-year-old, out-sprinted Team USA's Sha'Carri Richardson on Saturday evening in a rainy track, accelerating towards the finish line. She posted a time of 10.72 seconds, making the 8th fastest woman in history. Alfred sat shocked with her feet, then ripped off her bib to hold up her name high and rang the bell just as she watched her idol sprinter Usain Bolt do so many times. Wow. Trailing her after a rough start out of the block, Richardson took silver with 10.87 seconds. Another American, Melissa Jefferson, earned bronze with a time of 10.92. A full second behind the men. But women are the same. South Sudan's coach, former NBA star Luong, and the manager, and then the coach, complaining about unfair treatment of Africans. Is this racism? What's going on? Well, South Sudan officials allege officiating stigma against African players, saying they were treated unfairly. Not enough fouls were called on them. The president of South Sudan's Basketball Federation national team coach issued sharp critiques of the referees at the Paris Olympics, alleging there was a stigma against African players and an unfamiliarity with their playing style that led to inequitable treatment. I thought it was deliberately, blatantly, said Luol Deng, who spent 15 years in the NBA before taking over South Sudan's Federation of Basketball. Well, it's not. Have you seen what the American team looks like? It's an all non-white team. No white folks allowed. No white folks allowed on the USA basketball team. And speaking of USA basketball teams, one of them was routed. Our 3x3 men's team was atrocious. The Netherlands beat the U.S. in their final pool game 21-6. Wow. They were eliminated from 3x3 competition after finishing 2 wins and 5 losses in pool play, playing the last 5 games without star Jimmy Fredette. So they couldn't do it without Jimmy. We fought hard. I think we just ran out of gas playing with 3. So tough. My heart still breaks for Jimmer. It's not fair that someone of that high character has to go through this. He was brought in to boost the team after it failed to qualify for the Tokyo Games, and his play helped the U.S. enter the Olympics as number 2 seed, but he got a lower extremity age in the team's second game and didn't play again. And then they just couldn't get it done. So it all relied on one guy. The white dude. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's the white dude. Check it out. There's the team. Jimmy Fredette's on the left-hand side, BYU star. And they didn't make it. 4 players, only down to 3, and they choked it away. So USA team, terrible performance in the Olympics in the 3x3 basketball. And, of course, the other basketball, we're probably going to win that. All right, let me close the poll. Not many people polled here. So 93% said they would not swim in the Seine. Good for you guys. All right, let me get back to the chat. Welcome to anybody just tuning in. That was the news. And can you check defensive stocks? Not really, not right now. Sorry. Thousands of militant groups active in Nigeria. That's true. The Paris Olympics opening should have given us a clue. Chaos to control. Yeah, well, you're right, Teresa. That was a good warning signal. That was a canary in the coal mine, wasn't it? Algerian, what a shame. Yeah, that story is a little bit misleading. I think it's unfair. People with DSD, who are transgender, DSD, things like that, shouldn't be competing with biological females or biological males, because with biological males, they're at a disadvantage. With biological females, they're at an advantage, and it's not fair. The sport should uphold the standards, and that's what the IBA was doing, and they were sanctioned by the Olympics. And the Olympics are idiots. The International Olympic Committee are a bunch of idiots. Electricity is out and getting, what's this? I don't get why African countries have at least a serious sovereign wealth fund, since they are natural resource rich countries. Because the money is stolen and misused. Plus, many African states started from very low level of development. Now, it's the same in Kuwait, but the amount of money that came in was just so vast per capita that's why they built the National Sovereign Wealth Fund. Same with Norway. The amount of money that Norway has made off of petroleum in the past 40 years, they've got a huge National Sovereign Wealth Fund. All right. Yeah, Turkey was supposed to be secular. That's what Ataturk did with it, and it stayed that way for almost a century until Erdogan came along. Turds on a boat, says Dylan. South Africa Lottery was going to set up sport charities. Well, it's going to athletes. Yeah, even Bahrain's PM says the conflict is Hamas' fault. Of course it's Hamas' fault. Any reasonable person can see that. Any reasonable person can see that. Drunken Yoda, I'm out 5,000. I'm going to have to, okay. ANC have created an entire nation of squatters. True, Teresa. Garrett says, agree, but Lotto original objective was to consolidate charity funding and ensure equitable distribution to all. Exactly. Yeah, was Bangladesh ever not screwed? No, it's always been screwed. Situation room is Biden having a sleepover. That's good. That's good, Ernst. And Maryland doesn't swim in human soup. Ooh, gross. Okay, secondhand soup. Luckily, I don't stay in Francis, Clive. And Arc Precision can't swim. Shame. There's a website you can time your poop that gets flushed down the river. A bit like those who know if the Ducey Canoe Marathon from Peter Maritzburg to Urban. Oh, you're talking about the comrades. Gruesome Newsom. What's going on with Gruesome Newsom? SWAT cops. Okay. Her mouth is freakishly large. Oh, it is. It is. It is. And there's a super chat from Moonbat. 100 Rand. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. That's only about $2 million short of what I lost today. No, I'm kidding. I don't have $2 million. I wish I did. Yep. All right. But thank you for the super chat. Diane says St. Lucia, a beautiful place. Happy for... Yeah, it's their first Olympic medal ever. It's incredible. Congratulations to her. Apparently she's really a top-notch athlete. Yep, and she was inspired by Usain Bolt. It's like people who define beauty get so jaded from seeing real health and symmetry. They only find unnatural-looking people interesting. Okay? And sorry, games too tainted to watch. Maybe winter games. Oh, winter games. I never liked the summer games. I mean, they just keep making up sports breaking an Olympic sport. Seriously, give me a break. Haha, no pun intended. No, but the Winter Olympics is my cup of tea. I love me some Winter Olympics. Good stuff. Rastapoulos. Yeah, where's the next Winter Olympics at? I don't even know where that's at. Next Winter Olympics location. Let's see where it's at. We're ooh, no, that's not good. Why does it not tell me that? Who will host the 2020? Well, there's not going to be 2024 Olympics. No, they do them every 2 years. This Google's useless. It's giving me bogus information here. So 2026 should be the next Winter Olympics. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be in Italy. There you go. Oh, I'm going, man. 2026 from 6 to 22 February in Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. I'm going. There you go. And then the summer one, 2028, is in Australia, in Los Angeles. Ugh. Brisbane gets it in 2032. If I'm still drawing a pulse in 2032, I'm going to that one. Brisbane. Crikey, man. We're going to go to Australia, mate. Going to have the shrimp on the barbie. One of that crappy piss water known as Foster's. Yep. Yeah, Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo, which is where it was held like a century ago. That'll be cool. So, yeah, Milan, Cortina 2026. Yeah, I think I'll go to that one. 2026. That sounds good. Sounds good. Why is it in Italian? Give it to me in English, man. I'm going to the website. Inglese. Yeah, Inglese, man, not Italiano. No, solo no Italiano. Come on, give me the Inglese. Boy, it's slow. There we go. The ticketing platform is open. Ooh, I can already get tickets now. The dream starts now. Sign up for your chance to register for new Milano Cortina 26 ticketing platform and secure a priority spot to buy your tickets. So now I'd say 578 days. All right, cool beans. Italy's very expensive. Hope your investments have recovered by then. Diane, that's true, but I'm a veteran, and the U.S. military has bases in Italy, in northern Italy, and I can get accommodation there if I book it well in advance. And I can also find places that aren't too expensive. Yep. Boycott the Twisted Game, says Rastopoulos. Yeah, Italy is very expensive. Everything's expensive, man. I was just looking at my bills. My electricity doubled in price since Biden's become president. My gasoline doubled in price since Biden's been president. My grocery bill is up 275% since Biden's become president. My insurance has increased from $78 a month to $112 a month for my cars. No accidents. Barely drive them at all, and it's gone up that much. My homeowner's insurance has gone from $700 a month to $1,000 a year to $1,700 a year, over $1,000 more, and my salary's gone nowhere. My retirement check is fixed. Yes, it gets adjusted inflation, but I'm not gaining anything. It's ridiculous. Diane says, I'm a South African veteran. May I make use of U.S. facilities? No, unfortunately not, Diane. It's for U.S. military. There are a few places where there are exceptions. For instance, are Armed Forces Recreation Centers in Europe. They are people who are NATO countries are permitted to use that. So if you're a Norwegian soldier, if you're a Danish soldier, more likely a German or a Brit, you can use those facilities. I don't think the Germans actually. I think the Germans are excluded, but the Brits can use it. Yeah. So, but no, the Armed Forces Recreation Centers are not available to everybody. But let me see if I can show you what I think I've showed it on the program before. But let me go AFRC Garmisch. AFRC Garmisch. There it is. The Edelweiss Lodge and Resort. Let me show you that bad boy. Check it out. This is in Germany. This is. There we go. A peak experience. Vacation memories you'll cherish for a lifetime. That's the hotel. It's a pretty nice hotel. And there's Garmisch. Pretty cool, huh? That's gorgeous. German hotels there are awesome too. Bit smaller rooms, but these are full-size American rooms with all the American amenities. They got golf, they've got kayaking, they've got mountain climbing, just all kinds of stuff. Isn't that incredible? I have stayed there many, many times. I've stayed at the Armed Forces Recreation Center at Chiemsee, which is now closed. I've stayed at the Armed Forces Recreation Center in Berchtesgaden. Virtually every hotel. We had 7 hotels there at one time. And it used to be a really good deal. But yeah, so here's some of the things you can see in Garmisch. Whoa, I never saw that at the hotel. I never saw her at the hotel. Labor Day Luau, Partenkirchen Fest Weeks, a fresh new look. They've cleaned up the lobby. Yeah, Zugi's Base Camp is your premier destination. Yeah, I know Zugi's. 20th anniversary, wow. 2004 to 2024 AFRC, wow. I didn't know they were there 20 years already. They've had 2.5 million guests. That's incredible. Let's take a look back at 20 years. I want to see that. Yep. European Escapes. Well, these things are sold. Sold out. You can't get it. Discover Packages. These are a place to travel in Bavaria. Seasonal Vacation Guide. Wow. Conferences get hosted there. 75 years of hospitality. The foundation of the Armed Forces Recreation Center Europe were laid in 1945, soon after the end of hostilities. The Army's 10th Armored Division rolled into Garmisch-Partenkirchen on April 30th, while the 101st captured both Berchtesgaden and Chiemsee a week later. Rumors about this Bavarian wonderland traveled so fast as service members in occupied Europe. Soon troops from all over U.S. Forces Command were flocking to southern Germany for rest and relaxation. Yep. Wow. It's 1945. Let's take a look at that. Here you go. The foundations. Yes, no, I know you asked it in tongue-in-cheek, Diane, but thought I should answer it straight up. The foundations of the Armed Forces Recreation Center were laid back then. I told you that. As soon as the occupation began, Army Special Service officers wasted no time in getting the pre-war tourist facilities back in operation. Golf, hunting, fishing, skiing, and sailing awaited the war-weary soldiers. Word about this Bavarian wonderland traveled fast to service members. Soon troops from all over European Command were flocking to southern Germany. Look at this. He used to have a publication, Garmisch This Week. Wow. Armed Forces Recreation Center. Garmisch, Berchtesgaden, Chiemsee. Gosh, I missed that. During the war, U.S. forces established leave and rest centers in Paris, on the Riviera, in the UK, and in Denmark. As the war ended, U.S. forces established unit-level rest areas using local hotels and resort facilities. Wow. As a cost-saving measure in December 1945, they directed establishment of theater rest centers in occupied territory. Wow. So the rest centers in Garmisch-Partenkirchen were designated the 20th Corps Winter Sports Center on December 3rd, 1945. Virtually every hotel from downtown Garmisch to the top of the Zugspitze was put to use by occupation troops. The Americans confiscated all these facilities that had been used by the German Armed Forces or the Nazi Party and requisitioned those hotels in Garmisch for which had been used as temporary military hospitals and convalescent centers. U.S. forces also took over use of the Garmisch-Partenkirchen golf course, several exclusive hotels, such as the former Haus Florian, and became guest houses for general officers. In late 45, the former Officers Club in Osterfeldstrafe became the Bavarian Retreat Enlisted Men's Club. Special efforts were made to provide a winter sports program. In 1945-46, they provided 15,000 pairs of skis and 12,000 pairs of ice skates to Garmisch-Partenkirchen and Berchtesgaden. Wow. Wow. With the formal end of U.S. occupation of Germany, the United States Army Europe began returning the hotels used by the Garmisch Recreation Area to private ownership. As late as June 1952, the Garmisch Recreation Area included 12 hotels and on both the Kreuz, Sek, and Zugspitze. The rate in 1952 for U.S. soldiers at the hotel was 75 cents per day. Officers were paid $1.50. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Throughout the 70s and 80s, the Armed Forces Recreation Center expanded to include a number of new facilities. Yep, horseback riding, and the old stables on the artillery concern. Yep. On April 19th, 1989, demolition began on half of the buildings in Sheridan concern, including the pre-war World War II vintage stables, the riding hall, garages, and the Sheridan Plaza Hotel, in preparation for construction of a new hotel. Yep, but that hotel was stopped. Before the underground parking garage was even finished, the project was canceled due to the end of Cold War. But by the summer of 1991, USAR had designated the Garmisch military community for closure and began drawing down the community. Yep. But they managed to hold on to it in the end. Garmisch and Chiemsee, yep. Or Chiemsee, it's, man, I'll tell you what, incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. So, in the spring of 2000, the U.S. Army and members of the Congress approved plans to construct a modern resort hotel in the Bavarian town of Garmisch-Partenkirchen. Upon completion of the new hotel in 2004, AFRC closed the Chiemsee, General Patton, and consolidated remaining facilities in Garmisch under the new Edelweiss Resort. So it's been 20 years since it's been there. Wow. 2.5 million guests. That's incredible. 20th anniversary book. Man, I got to see that. I mean, click on that digital version. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, that's beautiful. Check it out. I love that, what they put on there. 20 years celebrating the Edelweiss. Wow. Brian Board is the general manager there. There's the hotel entry point. Linderhof. That's the view you get from the parking lot. Wow. That was the construction. That was the drawings for what it was going to look like inside. Groundbreaking in 2002. Construction. That's incredible. A lot more pages. I'm not going to bore you with all that. I never played golf there, Mike. I played golf in Berchtesgaden, and I played golf in in Wiesbaden. And that's about it for golf. Played mini golf in Bad Kreuznach. I tried to golf in Bad Tolz, where we had a course, but we had just turned it over like 2 weeks before I got there, and they wouldn't let me because I didn't have a German golf membership club. Schloss Amal used to train Namibians. Okay, thank you for that. Arc, what's this? Roy Orbison. What? Olympics will never be in South Africa. No. Never. What happened with the EFF Joburg leader? Oh, he was murdered. He was shot. Sorry about that, Icon. I didn't see your question. He was shot. He was there. It was service delivery protests. The police were there. Police got involved in a scuffle with protesters, service delivery protesters, and he was shot in the exchange. I don't know if any of the civilians fired guns, but they give the impression the civilians did, so I don't know if that's true or not. We're waiting to see. Thank you, Moonbass, for the super chat. I do appreciate that. That's really nice. It's a slow month here. Not to beg for money, but it's a slow month. 106 likes, though. We like that. By the way, we had some good viewership today. Let me take a look and see if we made it. We're at 18,304. We're picking up viewers. A couple things are driving that. 2 videos. The interview I did yesterday with Richard Wilkinson. Gosh, I keep getting it wrong. Richard Wilkinson about the Pretoria High School for Girls and racism in South Africa. That one is doing very well. After the fact, a lot of people tuning in. It really surged today. Of course, it had a dip because I'm 6 hours behind. That was overnight. Nobody up. But in the morning, it picked up and took off, and that was doing well. The other one is I did a video about Roman Kabanak leaving Morning Shot. And I thought I should share my thoughts on that and get their thoughts. And so people have been enjoying that one. So those 2 videos are doing pretty well. Thank you for that. Let me take a look at yesterday's live stream. Pretoria High School girls one. That one is, let me reload it, make sure I get the correct information. 6,200 views. And last hour I had 532. The hour prior, 688. The hour prior to that, 696. This hour, 12 minutes in, we already got 100 views. So that's got me 30 subscribers. Thank you to the new subscribers who joined because of that. Glad you found my channel. I hope you like the content, and be sure to watch the videos and give us a like. Leave a comment behind if you like. You're welcome to become a member, too. We always can use the support. 6,200 views. That is the most views I've had on an interview live stream in a long time. It's been a long time since I had that many interview live stream views. So that's obviously a topic that people want to talk about. We'll get him back on the program when we get a chance. I also did a video on Roman Kabanak, and that one is doing quite well. I've gotten 6 subscribers from that. That's a little bit of a surprise. That one's got 655 views in the last 60 minutes, and it's at 2,572 views. So thank you for that as well. Yeah, he was on Big Daddy Liberty after me. I didn't know it was after me. I knew he was on Big Daddy Liberty, so cool. Got him on both. But he was only on there for a short period of time, right, Garrett? Sad about Ramon leaving. It was a ritual to wake up at 6 a.m. grab a cup of coffee. Well, Grasshopper, Byron does a fine job, and he'd probably have guest hosts on there and commentators with him periodically. Roman has gone from thing to thing to thing. He had Tea with Helen. He produced that. Then he had Renegade Report. That was his thing. And then Morning Shot. Roman might be back at some point, so don't be sad. We'll just see if Byron can find somebody he can chew the fat with this, that has the same impact they had with Roman. People love Roman. People hate Roman. It's a weird situation. But it's that way with every content creator. I mean, I've got my own stalker who's in love with me, wants to send me roses. Yep. No, I think that they did the right thing announcing it rather than keeping people hanging. Cronyism, it became a banana republic. Russia did it. What are you talking about? Richard was on BDL for the whole show, took part in all the discussions. Oh, okay, with all the panel members. Okay. I didn't see it, Diane. I knew he was going on, but I mean, I was knackered. I had to go leave and then get ready for the rugby. So I had to do the Major League Rugby Championship game, which Seattle did not perform very well. New England wins at 20-11, and that's the end of the Major League Rugby season. So that was exciting. Okay, so it was on Big Daddy Liberty the whole time. I didn't know that. He had asked me to come on the program, but then I never got an invite. Big Daddy Liberty asked me to come on this program and never got an invite. In fact, that reminds me. Yeah. Yeah, he asked me to come on the program when I did that thing. That's now been a while ago. So, yeah, that's it. So I'll send him a note. All right. Sorry. All right. So, yeah, I just took care of something there I had to take care of. I got your roses. Yeah, Garrett, he always has 3 or 4 guests on there, and it's kind of a weird situation. I mean, I like going on this program. When we talked, just the two of us, I thought it was much more fluid. But yeah, programs are difficult to do when you have so many people, particularly when a topic is a hot topic like this one here. So I'm actually very thrilled. Let me go check out Big Day Liberty. I haven't been there in ages. Let me go. So Big Day Liberty. Come on, YouTube, a little bit faster. There you go, a little bit faster. Come on. There we go. Big Daddy. Yeah, Big Day Liberty. Right, Big Day Liberty. Let's go to his channel and look at that. So, yeah, I'm actually got more views than him on that. And he's got a much bigger channel. He's got 45,000. So that's pretty interesting. I like the thumbnails he's been doing lately. I don't know if he's doing himself or if someone from the IR is helping him with that, but the thumbnails are pretty cool. I like the thumbnails he's had. So he had 6,500 views on that. Wow, cool. He gets a lot more views than me. He's got a much bigger channel because mine was censored and it went away. Missing Ramon from Morning Shot. Why are you not doing briberies? I am doing briberies. I've just been busy, guys. I mean, that takes time and effort. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. I'll send a note here to Byron now. All right, send him a note. I told Byron I'm getting needled to do briberies. Okay. Right. What else you guys got over here? Even when it's bad, African people fail? Fail at what? Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Let's do a poll on that one. We've got about 100 people here. Oh, we were at 100 a moment ago. Somebody left. You should have stayed. All right, so okay, so does it matter? Because I had a lot of questions I can ask here. That Roman be parted a morning shot. Okay. Okay, let me see if this comes up right. Oh, that's not what I want to say. Typos. Ah. All right. Hang on a second. I got too many characters on here. Won't let me do it. See if this will work. Okay, thank God now. Sorry, I had too many characters. All right, there you go. There's the poll. It's up. You can vote in the poll now. Arctic is here. Where you been, man? Dylan says we're here for you. Well, thank you, Dylan. I'm glad of that. I appreciate that. I wish we had 100,000 people here for me. That'd be awesome. Wouldn't that be so cool? If the ad revenue would pour in, I could make a living from doing this. I thought that was my intent, but could do it. Now we're back to 101 viewers. Thanks for being here. 101 people. Really appreciate it.
That was easy.
Yeah, not so easy. Anyway. Oh, I hurt my ear. So today I'm going to an event about election integrity in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania later today. So that should be interesting. Also, I have to pick up my SUV, my Toyota Frontrunner, annual inspection required. Went through the inspection and it passed. No problems. So I'm going to pay the inspection fee, pick up the truck, and then go somewhere later on. Yep. Anyway, so how many people are... Oh, we got people voting. Wow, it's interesting. Let me see what it says so far. All right, interesting mix. Plurality, I should say, are saying, yes, it does matter, the Roman. has left Morning Shot. 37% say no, it doesn't matter, and 18% say they watch for the news. So basically, majority, it really is an issue. That's interesting. I told Byron Shepard that's probably the case. You know, some people, you might lose some viewers, but what are you going to do? Ramon's not available. Ramon's not available. It just doesn't work like that. Move to 5 p.m. Golden Time while friends are not. What? What are you saying? Move to 5 p.m. Golden Time. Why is that not showing up over here? The chat is not showing up over here. It's here, but it's not there. I don't understand what you're saying, Chris. Move to 5 p.m. Golden Time while friends are not. Friends are not what? Why is Ramon leaving, Sue? Ramon has taken a position with a political party in South Africa. And I can confirm it is the EFF. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the EFF. He has taken a role with a political party in South Africa, and that's really all I can say. It's up to Ramon to disclose anything beyond that. I didn't disclose that beforehand, although I had a feeling that was the case. And I could probably have proved it if I wanted, but I didn't disclose it because it wasn't my place to disclose it. But Morning Shot announced today that he had left to work for a political party. So you can imagine or guess where he's at, and then I'll let you figure it out from there. Anyway. Oh, God. Yes. God, yes. Sorry, I'm in conversation with Ronaldo and with Byron Shepard at the moment. 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. is when Ronaldo was on. That's why I never competed with Ronaldo. I didn't want to do that. And Ronaldo and I kind of complement each other in a lot of things, so I didn't want to compete. But Ronaldo's gone now, but he'll probably get back to social media at some point. And look, nobody's time is anybody's time. But when I started my program on YouTube, I always did it at 5 p.m. And to me, because no one was working and the lockdown was going on back in 2020, I just started at 5 p.m. It seemed like a reasonable time for me here. I did it based on my needs initially because I didn't know I was going to have a large South African audience. So for me, 11 o'clock in the morning was a good time. So I started at 11 o'clock. And it was 7 hours difference with South Africa at the time, so it worked out fine. Or 6 hours difference, excuse me. So it was 5 o'clock. And then I adjusted it. So it was 10, so it would stay 5 when it was 7 hours. But then Ramon had started Morning Shot shortly around that time, right after I'd started my program, or just before I started my program. And with Morning Shot, he wasn't doing live streams. That's right. He started Morning Shot just before I started doing stuff on my channel. My channel's been around since 2006, but I wasn't really using it. So he started Morning Shot just before I was doing mine, but he wasn't doing live streams. So then he decided to start doing live streams after I've been doing it for a few months and my channel was growing, and he set it up at the exact same time as me. Well, his channel was 4 times the size of mine, and he was in South Africa, so his content wasn't being hidden. So he took off. And I didn't want to compete with that, so I moved my time from 4 p.m., because it was 4 p.m., or 5 p.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And the reason I went 6 p.m. is because Ronaldo would come at 7. So if you wanted to watch everybody, you could watch Ramon at 4, me at 5, or Ramon at 5, me at 6, and Ronaldo at 7. 8 o'clock was too late. I just don't get enough viewers at 8 o'clock. So that's why I created a Night Owls program for people who wanted something in the evening, which wasn't a big audience. So that's kind of how it went. I went to 6 o'clock, and I've just stayed there. So I changed my day based on the schedule. And since about half my audience is South African, in South Africa, everything flows from that. That's why I start my news with South Africa, and I go around the globe. And everything's based on 6 p.m. South African time. So you're saying start at 7? That's a great time. It is. 7's perfect. But Ronaldo had copped that spot, and so I didn't want to compete with him. Maybe the Purple Cows are being revived. Ah, Diane, that's actually insightful. You remember the Purple Cow party. Yep. Get Byron a sexy chick in a bikini and the channel will explode. Maybe. Diane says, don't think it'll be DA. He's not their greatest fan. Maybe Freedom Friends Plus. Going to be a lot of speculation about that. That's why I put in my video. Somebody said, why would you say he's with the EFF? I said, it's sarcastic. He didn't tell anybody. We just saw the morning shot release, so we're left to speculate. So why not have fun with it? Why not have fun with it? Man, oh man. Hang on a second. Yep. Yep. Sorry. Boy. Anyway, sorry. So let's look at the poll now. Oh, it's very even. 39% say yes, 37% say no, and 24% say I just watch for the news. Yep. Yeah, what will his wife say? Who knows? If you can't beat him, join him. ANC. Yeah, join the ANC. No. Not going to happen. Not going to join the ANC. Not going to join the EFF. And the way Action SA has gone of late, not interested in that either. Not interested in the Patriotic Alliance. A lot of parties I couldn't be part of in South Africa. We just couldn't do it. Yeah, everyone's speculating. What else are you going to do? Roman didn't tell anybody. All he did was release Morning Shot. And do we even know if Roman put that press release out? Maybe that was just Byron. Maybe it was Roman. Maybe it was their publicist. Oh, Diane says you're one of the 15,000 voters. How could you forget? I didn't know that, Diane. Well, awesome. Yeah, the Capitalist Party of South Africa. They love that. South African Capitalist Party, SACP. That was brilliant. Yeah, at least she voted, exactly. The South African Capitalist Party. That's good stuff. Anyway, what's fake news? What else? What did I miss there? Something. Can only try, Paulie. What did Paulie say? Hope Byron keeps growing the channel. Well, Byron could have someone else come on the program with him that has a conversation. In the press release, they mentioned Jeremy Nell. Jeremy Nell gets your channel taken away, so good luck with that, Byron. CCP is a fish of another color. No, I mean, they used to put SACP just to be funny and confuse the South African Communist Party. They did that. I never saw the ZACP. I only saw the SACP for them. But anyway, yeah, the Purple Cows, lots of crazy stuff there. It was a fascinating time, but to me, it looked they did it just based on the lark. They never went anywhere with it. Wow. He's good buddies with Gate McKenzie. I don't know if he's good buddies, but they're certainly able to reach Gate McKenzie. And yeah, he talks well of Gate McKenzie and the PA quite a bit. So there you go. So now we've had serious speculation for PA, DA, and Freedom Front Plus. That's the three that you guys have said seriously. And that's three parties. Anybody think it's Action SA? Anyone want to say it's Action SA? Or maybe do you think it's the ACDP? I don't think it's the ACDP. It doesn't seem like a fit for him. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see what happens. So obviously he hasn't been appointed to a political office, so he must be doing something in the party structure. Yep. All right. So what do you guys think? All right. So that poll has got 49 votes. Give me one more vote in that. Oh, it's surged up to 41% now for those who are concerned. Hey, there's Ronaldo. Ronaldo Jose is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Ronaldo is here because he's desperate to see this cap. That's what it's all about. Ronaldo wants to see this cap, so I thought I'd show it for you. Yep. There you go. That's why he came. Ronaldo popped in the show for that. Welcome, Ronaldo. It's good to see you here. We were just not talking about you. Although I did talk about you yesterday in the situation when I had Richard Wilkinson on the program talking about Pretoria School for Girls. Somebody wrote a post on one of my videos, that one, that they like F Ronaldo. They were unhappy. I said Ronaldo attacked Vicky. I presume the poster was talking about Vicky Momberg. He said Ronaldo endlessly attacked Vicky for her uttering racist things, and now he's looking for sympathy. F him. And I responded and said, he called you and I entertainers. Well, I'm not an entertainer. I'm an analyst and a news presenter and a commentator and a journalist, all those things. So I said, nope, not an entertainer. And you got the story wrong here. You got the story wrong. Anyway, so that was interesting. I'm not sure what the person meant by that, but completely different situations. And the Vicky Momberg thing, the thing I made, and that's why I corrected the person. I said, I'm the only analyst that I ever saw, and I still haven't seen many people since then, maybe somebody else, but the only analyst who back then said that, wait a second. And now I wasn't online then, but I was in the community. And since I come back on, whenever I talk about the Vicky Momberg situation or the Penny Sparrow situation, I talk about them different lights. I said, Vicky Momberg was assaulted and nearly carjacked and murdered. She was in a state of shock when the police responded. That was never taken into consideration, never mentioned. I mentioned that. It doesn't excuse the foul language and the ill treatment of the police officer, but it does mitigate and explain why it happened. But that was never discussed. I understand why at the trial that wasn't something presented by the defense attorney. And she wound up in prison as a felon. Absolutely ridiculous. When you criminalize speech, you are not a legitimate government. Governments that are afraid of speech are not legitimate. I don't hear South Africa's a special case because of apartheid. Bullshit. We're all special cases because of our history. So get over yourselves. You're not that special. Nobody's that special. We all should live by norms and standards and values and mores. And, that's the bottom line. States that criminalize speech are not legitimate. They're afraid. Ronaldo says, Trump has asked me to be his human shield as I'm clearly an easy target. Well, yeah, that's probably a true statement there. Do I dare put a poll up about Ronaldo? Do I dare put a poll up? He's here. I haven't done well. No, Ronaldo, that's not what you said. No, I mean, I'm not saying that's what you said. I'm just the person was commenting that you attacked her, and then you said the same words, and so that was their point. And I said that's not the same case. No, we're mixing things. I said that's not what happened, and then I also said that I also pointed out that she was in a state of shock. But 48 times, wow, that's a potty mouth. I didn't know it was that many times. No, it's your defense against what they said. No, Ronaldo, and I my point was correcting them on your situation as well. Should we put a poll about Ronaldo? Okay, should I do a poll about Ronaldo? Okay, do we risk this? Come on, folks, let me know. I got to leave here soon, so you got to let me know. I'm waiting for an answer here. Come on, it's only 3 seconds behind. You guys are 3 seconds behind in real time, and then it only takes a second to type yes and hit the carriage return. Okay, ask him. Well, I don't want to ask him. That's not fair. Diane says yes. Okay, I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to do it. Go for it. Okay. All right. So, start a poll. Okay. All right. So, where the heck is it? Yeah. What the heck is that? Hang on a second. That's not what I want. It's not YouTube. Play nice, man. Start a poll. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. Here you go, folks. Here's the poll. Here's your chance to answer it. We got 107 people here, including Ronaldo. So I think that, we know what Ronaldo's going to say. All right. There's the poll. Please feel free to respond. Do you miss Ronaldo on YouTube, folks? Do you miss him? I think I know the answer because some people keep pestering me about it all the time. I don't know. You think I have special insight? Dude never answers my emails. I'm just kidding. Screw what guy? Screw Ronaldo? That's funny. All right. No, I don't have an answer for sometimes. Okay. Yeah, that's actually, I should have put that in there. Good point. That's a good point. I probably should have put in there because sometimes people like Ronaldo's content, but only in small doses. Some people love his content in small doses or big doses. All right, the poll is up. Let's see if there's any love for Ronaldo here. And I'm not talking about the Portuguese soccer star. That's Ronaldo, for those who are confused. Anyway. Oh, it's a Monday, folks. Just another manic Monday. I'm telling you, I got stoked Friday. Natasha Bedingfield's song came on, Unwritten. The rest is unwritten. That's right. Oh, man. What a great song. What a great song. All right. Look at this, Ronaldo. 41 votes. It's 80% people missing you, man. Look at that. Look at that. So that's 8. It's 8 times 16. That's 32 out of 40. 32 out of 40 miss you. All right. Keep voting, folks. 119 people. Is that the magic word? I said Ronaldo. It's like Beetlejuice, and my audience soared. Ronaldo. Will the audience now soar? Oh, that would be awesome. That would be the secret recipe. By the way, let's see how those other videos are doing while I've been chatting here. And the Ramon Cabernac video is still going up. It's at 2,800. It's gone up 200 since we chatted a short while ago. And let me take a look at the one with Richard Wilkinson. That one's at 6,400. It's gone up another 200 since then. Wait a second. That doesn't make sense. I got to reload it. Something's not right. That's odd. It says 6,000, but here it says 4,900. It's 6,000. That's crazy. A specific news outlet ran a million stories about it. Okay. Yeah, no. I've been talking about that outlet who's getting themselves into deep kimchi on all kinds of issues. They think they're clever. It's not working so well. 50 votes now. That means that's 40 out of 50 people. Icona says, Chris needs to join Morning Shot working together with Byron. Well, you need to tell Morning Shot that. You need to tell Morning Shot that. That would be a big commitment for me, and I wouldn't make any money at it, but I'd be willing to consider it. Stop being... What is that? Go with it. Doesn't make money. I don't make money either. That's if I was doing this to make money, man. Slippery says Ronaldo should be demonetized whenever he does a stripper chat. That's what he's responding to. Oh, that's funny. That didn't show up over here. Oh my goodness. Thoughts? Your conversation with Wilkin was informative, and you have a new ally. Yeah, isn't it funny though that not funny but sad that that hate wanker, the guy that's in love with me, the one who really wants to date me. Listen, dude, I don't swing that side of the fence, so I can't help you there. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I'm just not busy in that neighborhood, not hanging out there these days. But yeah, no, the guy contacted him before the interview and tried to dissuade him from coming on my program. That was sad. Yeah. Latest Joe Rogan comedy special. Yeah, I saw it was on Netflix. It was on Netflix, yeah. I was busy watching The Adam Project last night. I love watching stuff with, what's his name there, Ryan Reynolds. He's a funny guy. You know, originally that movie was supposed to have apparently Tom Cruise in it like 10 years ago, and they didn't make it. Thank goodness. Tom Cruise, while he's a fantastic actor, would have been terrible in that role. The reason that movie was good was not the tech, not the storyline, not the sci-fi, not the CGI, all of which was okay. CGI was pretty good. But what was really the crux of that story was the interaction between the young version of Ryan Reynolds and Ryan Reynolds as an adult. That was just brilliant. That kid is a hell of an actor, and that's what made that movie even remotely interesting. So I enjoyed that last night, The Adam Project, for those who haven't watched it. We want a Ronaldo and Chris. Well, we had one Icona. We had Wednesdays with the Colonel, but it's on hiatus. It's on hiatus, ladies and gentlemen. Wednesdays with the Colonel is on a break right now. In the meantime, you can catch me on Megaphone, where I'm doing a weekly segment with MV Velman about rugby. And that one is, we do that, I don't know, it gets released in different days. We're now recording it every Tuesday. So, yep, we record that. It's not live. Still want to know what, Yo, Masakin. No, you can ask. Yeah, it's just a funny thing. It's just a phrase that they say there in the Cape Flats. Yep, nothing to it. It's not evil or anything. Carlos, welcome to you. Good to see you there again. All right, so it's still trending 80% Ronaldo, Miss Ronaldo. Okay, there's the poll. Yep. By the way, folks, what's this? I thought you cut it for court. Huh? Trump went on Aiden Ross's stream. Who is Aiden Ross? And Trump went on a content creator stream? What the hell is that all about? Huh. Weinen du Toy! Stärk sein, Chris. Hey, Weinert. Hochenit. Bei Ruth. Hey, good to see you. Vinet do Toys here, man. What's going on? By the way, Vinet, do we need to do a show on Monday? We didn't do one today. I got so busy I didn't think to ask. Should we do a Fireside with the Colonels next week? What do you guys think? By the way, I was invited onto Venant. I was invited to Venant's program last week, and that was a lot of fun. I was only there briefly, but it was a lot of fun. A big audience, too. Like 900 people, man. It was pretty cool. It's nice to see an audience like that. 900 people. Man, that was pretty awesome. I mean, that's as big as New York City. New York City. That's what I'm talking about. Venant is here, ladies and gentlemen. And Ronaldo is here, too. Where is Roman Kabanak, man? We get all the content creators to show up in the chat. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? Next week, Monday. All right, there you go, folks. Next week, Venant Dutoy. Hey, Venant, if you get a message from a dude in Amsterdam telling you that I'm a bigot and racist and you shouldn't go on my program, you might want to disregard it. Tion Engelbrecht is here. Hey, how you doing, man? All right. Roman's working for VBS. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news from South Africa. Roman Kabanak has been spotted working at the Venda Bank in... Levin loves Fireside with the Colonels. Well, I like it too. It's kind of fun. Aiden Ross is like the Wish version of Andrew Tate. Live stream that's famous for being famous. Yeah, there you go. See, that's the thing. These people are social media stars and they never accomplish anything in their life. It's other than being a social media star. That's pretty funny. You have a Munich accent. We speak German, Afrikaans. Ja, also ich weiß. München, nein. Also vielleicht Deutsch, aber München, nein. Meine Aussprache ist ja eigentlich in der Nähe von Rheinland-Pfalz. Ja. Oder Hesse. Ja, weil ich war in Bad Kreuznach stationiert und später in Gelnhausen. Ja, in dieser Umgebung von Frankfurt. Und viele Leute aus Deutschland denken, dass ich komme aus Hesse oder Rheinland-Pfalz. Ist ja komisch. Ja, das ist vielleicht, weil ab und zu ich spreche, also mit also zum Beispiel, auf Deutsch man sagt 40. Aber ich sage oft 40. In Bad Kreuznach, viele Leute sagen 40. Das ist ein kleiner Unterschied zwischen die zwei. Aber es ist ja klar für die Deutschen. Anyway, well, there you go. So, Secret Agent Man. What's that? No, I'm not doing Secret Agent Man today. All right. Great to see you join Venus. Yeah, that was kind of fun, Ashley. I enjoyed it. Thanks for inviting me on. Big audience, man. I mean, I haven't had a live audience that big in a while. I mean, the biggest live audience I ever had for an interview session, I don't remember. I know that we had like 600 or 585 when, actually it was Conscious Caracal. It's Conscious Caracal. I think the biggest audience here has about 700 for a live stream interview when the Conscious Caracal came on one time. And then for Steve Hoffmeyer, we had 500 and some. But my channel was much smaller back then in 2020, August of 2020. And he's not been on since. Ronaldo's got to go. Lots of love. Okay, we're going to end the poll then. Oh, it dropped, Ronaldo. It dropped to 76%. 3 out of 4 people, not 4 out of 5. All right, so Ronaldo, he got famous because of 2,000 streams. Bronny and his dad, LeBron James, went on a stream. Oh, okay. Well, that'll do it. Romano's working for MK. Live long and prosper. All right, take care. Nordrhein-Westfalen, I don't know about that. Those people have a very strange accent. Have you ever heard, you guys, there's a band called Bop in Germany. Wow. The lyrics for Bop, I don't even understand it. It's just, I have an album from Bop. I mean, a physical album, from back in the day. Alexander, nit nur du. That's the one line I remember from one of the songs. Yep. Tian says, Ronaldo, miss you, bro. Good luck with all the BS. Yep, good luck to Ronaldo. Hopefully that'll be sorted soon. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put a marker out there now that Ronaldo's left. It'll put him in a spot. I'm going to ask Ronaldo for his first interview to discuss this when it's all over. That should be a big one. That should be a win. There you go. Okay. All right, so I just sent Ronaldo a note. So I'm hearing from Sile, I'm hearing from Byron, I'm hearing from Ronaldo, all while we're online here. I kind of said, you should join a South political party. No. Okay, Econo, first off, I'm an American citizen, so it's, in my view, not appropriate to be a member of a foreign political party. That's the first thing. I could work for a political party. I got no problem with that. I mean, I've offered to do, strategic communications for the Democratic Alliance, which is terrible at it, but they've not taken me up on it. I've never done a formal presentation, but I've mentioned it many times. But being a member, no. I'd be happy. I could work for a political party. That's fine. But if I do that, then I would have to adjust what I'm doing because obviously I wouldn't be fairly considered objective and unbiased. Well, not unbiased. We're always biased, but be objective because I'd be getting a salary from a place, and so it wouldn't be fair. So, yep. So that's not going to happen. Bop is cringe. Yeah, it is. Oh, Garrett knows what I'm talking about. Bop is very difficult. Yeah, I wonder if I can find some lyrics on that. Let me look real quick. Bop. Big Daddy Liberty's approaching 50,000 subscribers. I'm so envious, man. Okay, so let me see. Google. Bop. German band. Another scam. These people just keep trying to get through to me. I'm not answering the phone. There you go. Bop German band. German band songs. Okay. Here we go. Verdammt lang her. Yep. Okay. It's from 1981. Yeah, here we go. Bop lyrics. Let's see if they actually show up. 11 albums. Reached German #1 in the charts. Yeah, Bop was... I listened to Bop back in the day. I'm trying to find some there. But they're freaking lyrics, man. Some of them are really hard. Anyway, it's not important. We're not getting with that right now. Vanity Toy. What's this? The stock market situation alarming. Japan record figures down. Southern Mike experience. Blah, blah. Are you asking a question, Vanit? South Africa's market was down 2% today. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange. But here's the good news. So many companies have fled the Johannesburg Stock Exchange that honestly, it really isn't a true indication of South Africa's stock health. It isn't. So many South African companies are listed in London primarily. Others are listed in New York, but mostly in London. It's the Johannesburg Stock Exchange has dwindled from what it was 30 years ago, 20 years ago. So what about defense stocks? You got to be very careful with defense stocks because they're very fickle. I'm not here to recommend stocks to people. What I tell people when you invest in the stock market is, number one, you invest what you can afford to lose. All right? It's like people buy lottery tickets. They can afford to lose that apparently because they buy lottery tickets. Invest what you can afford to lose because if you lose it, you don't want your life to collapse, okay? So like today, I was obliterated in the stock market. I mean, absolutely obliterated. I'll be on the street corner selling my bum this weekend or going to the soup kitchen, Salvation Army. I'm being facetious. But the point is, on paper, I haven't even looked. I'm sure I got soaked badly. Just depends. But I have a very diverse mix in my portfolio, what I do. But what I tell people is invest only what you can afford to lose. Stay informed about market trends across the board, energy, industrial products, technology. So you're familiar with what's going on. You can see market trends. You don't have to spend a lot of time. It doesn't take much time to be on top of things. So that's the second thing. The third thing is you need to diversify. So you need to be protecting yourself. So I have stock positions which will be very healthy today because they go in the right direction when things go bad. And so that will balance out any losses and hopefully it won't be a tragedy. But I'm not cashing in my investments. I never cash my investments and I just continue to invest and live off of what I live frugally off of what I make. So yeah, but at some point in life you have to cash in. So, or your heirs if you didn't cash in during your lifetime. So third class extorted peasant, says Sean. Okay. Yeah, so yes, Japan's Nikkei index had a record loss of 12.8%, 4,451 points in a single day. But it wasn't just Japan, folks. This aging contagion, as I called it instantaneously, I'm the first to say that, as I am on so many other things. The Asian contagion, Taiwan's TAIEX is down 8.4%. That's the worst day it's ever experienced. South Korea's KOSPI index is down 8.8%. Australia's S&P ASX 200 lost 3.7%. Hong Kong's Hang Seng lost 2.3%. And China's Shanghai Composite lost 1.3%. South Africa's Johannesburg Stock Exchange lost 2%. And Bitcoin collapsed 12% to 53,000. So right in tune with what happened in Japan. Oil prices are dropping lower. That means that our cost of energy will go down. That will have an impact in balancing things out. But corporate news in America is not good. Amazon reported poor earnings for the second quarter, and Intel reported a huge loss of $1.6 billion in the second quarter alone. The CEO announced plans to cut 15% of the workforce. 10,000 jobs are going to disappear from Intel, and they are hoping to save $10 billion in annual cost. Wow. You're a fan of precious metals. Okay, all right. Quiver Quant. No idea what that is. Okay. Yeah, those are hectic drops. They're huge. I mean, it harkens back to 1987. Now, 1987 is remembered as a black time in the stock market crash, but the percentages, numbers were not that. I mean, the percentage was high, but the numbers were not that high. The size of the index today, it's very different. But yeah, I know let's take a look and see what's going on with the Dow right now. Since we've been talking, it's midday here, late in the day actually. Dow Jones. There we go. All right, it's improved a little bit. It was down 1,100. It's down just 923 points now. The worst point this morning, it dropped to 38,561. A second, that's not right. It started at 39,000, excuse me, yeah. So it dropped 900 points. So it has not reached where it closed yesterday, which is 39,056. We're 300 points behind that right now. So, yeah. Or 900 points, yeah, 900 points behind. So it dropped. $1.9 trillion of wealth evaporated today in the United States alone. $1.9 trillion of wealth. People's retirement savings, people's investments, $1.9 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars. That is the total federal deficit for this year. So in one day, Americans and investors in America lost the equivalent of the federal deficit for this year. $1.9 trillion. Wow. We'll see Biden again. I'm not sure when, but we'll see him again. All right, folks. We closed the poll. Yeah, 1.9, Carlos. $1.9 trillion. That was when it went down by 1,100 points. So some of that's come back now. Oh, they follow congressional stock trading. I don't want to follow congressional stock trading because I don't trust those people, and I don't want to get involved in what they're doing. But yeah, it's interesting that they do that. Historical cycle shows that most recessions that turn into global depressions are followed by a worldwide conflict. Huh. Slippery Pickle loves how I can mention graves. Huh? 1984, the mortgage rate was 16%. Oh, I know. I remember. My student loan was 9%. I got a student loan in 1982. I paid 9% for student loan, which is supposed to be a preferred rate because the prime lending rate was 14% then. And these whiny little babies now borrowing money so they can buy iPhones and drive cars and go on vacations and go to spring break, something I never did. Never had any of that stuff in college. I just went to school to learn. I did go to some parties and relax and go to some sport events. But anyway, to get my point, they're getting interest rates at less than 4%, less than 2%, and they're belly aching. I had 9%. All right, so quick update. Vendant to Toys asking for an update in the Middle East. Well, the Middle East is not looking good, folks. Not looking good. Iran is looking to strike back, and Israel is on high alert. They have not claimed responsibility for the assassination of the Hamas guy in Tehran, who apparently was killed by a bomb in his room. He was being guarded by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. The Secret Service is there, their Secret Service equivalent, and he got taken out. And either somebody's on the take. I don't think the Mossad has that great access to this guy. But anyway, he's killed in Tehran. And so Iran, he's not even Iranian. He's Palestinian, Arab. And of course, the Iranians aren't Arabs. Most of them are Persians. Anyway, so they're looking for a strike back. In the meantime, Gaza continues the mess. They've just taken out one of the ministers from the Hamas government was taken out over the weekend. Another piece off the chessboard. And on top of that, the United States is sending more ships, more aircraft, and more troops to the Middle East. When I say the Middle East, I haven't identified where. I suspect they'll go to Kuwait. Maybe Jordan will take some. Don't know for sure. It hasn't been disclosed. But very tense moments as Joe Biden sleeps his way through a world crisis, leading us into World War III. It's crazy. The markets, some of that is a response to that. It's not just the interest rates in Japan and the stabilizing of the yen and the U.S. interest rates potentially coming down. The poor jobs market in America, only 116,000 jobs created in July. That's disastrous. Should have been 600,000. It's unbelievable. It was only 114,000. That's crazy. All of that plays a role in the reaction. And the other one, of course, as I mentioned in my video this morning, which almost nobody watched. I did a video this morning about the stock market, and almost none of you have watched it. Maybe people here have watched it, but let me just do it real quick. I'll get you the link to that. In that video, I talk specifically about the other issue here. The Japanese are terrified the Chinese are going to attack islands in the Okinawa prefecture. It's just crazy. So they're making plans to evacuate 120,000 people from these islands. 120,000 people. Why? Because the Japanese are concerned there's going to be a conflict there. South Koreans are also concerned. South Korean stock index collapsed. The Taiwanese collapsed. The Australia's collapsed. It's crazy. So there's the link to that video. I did that this morning before the U.S. markets open, just before 9 o'clock. I published that around 9 o'clock this morning when the markets open. Yes, Arctic, I know no notification of the video. I mean, if people got notified by my video, I guarantee you that the numbers you see on the screen would be 300-400 every day. But people aren't getting notified. So, yep. Chris Africa, read up what I said was forbidden. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're trying to say now. Yeah, YouTube blocks that. They just don't let it get in there. They're just, I don't know why. Yep. And if I say it, then they'll stop ads on my channel. But right now there's ads on here. So stock market situation. So we talked about stock market, talked about Japan. I talked about the Middle East. Does that answer Vanna's question? All right, folks, I unfortunately have to run. Thank you all for being here. It's been 2 hours today. It wasn't the plan, but thanks for those watching the other stuff. Let me give you an update real quick on those other videos. I'll give you the Ramon Kavanagh video first. By the way, there's an Easter egg in there about the economic freedom fighters if you go watch it, so it's worth your time. And it's at 2,876. Still getting some views. Got a few subscribers from it too. Thank you for that. And then the live post with Richard Wilkinson from Pretoria Girls High is, look, what's going on here? It keeps telling me a figure that can't be right. 6,000. Okay, I don't know what's going on. The figures aren't right with that now. It's lying to me. It's been stuck at 6,600, but the chart keeps going up, and it's added 464 this hour. It should be over 7,000, but it's not giving me an update. YouTube is playing games, but I've got 31 subscribers now. We've gone over. We've finally achieved 18,307. That's nice. Thank you all for joining the program. Thank you all for being here tonight. God bless and have a lovely evening. Appreciate you being here. And in case your mind's going blank, just understand that you're not alone. Joe Biden's in the same boat. Thanks, everybody. Always a pleasure. So next week, Monday, I'll be invented to Tony and I for Fireside with the Colonels. Looking forward to it. Cheers, y'all. Big weekend coming up. The Wallabies are taking on the Springboks in Brisbane. We'll be covering that. The Wallabies. Anyway, what is a wallaby? Anyway, I know what a wallaby is. Cheers, and we'll catch you later, everybody. Good night. Say good night, Gracie. Good night, George.